everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's
You're not quite in the screen.
Oh. It's Sea Lake
Sorry
Journey.
about that, guys.
Sea Lake Journey time.
So we are back from Alaska. Unfortunately, we have been in bed for 9 days.
Yeah.
9 days.
We brung something back that wasn't an intended souvenir.
We had a great time, though. We did not get... When we got home, we got in the parking garage to pick up the car. And I started coughing. And I told Chet, I said, boy, I think the fumes in this parking garage are really getting me.
I said, yeah, maybe it's the dust in here or something.
You know? And by the time we got home and picked the dogs up, it was hitting us. And we did not feel well at all. And we literally, we have quarantined ourselves separately away from each other.
Yeah.
Trying to get better.
The doctor said we both had...
Bronchitis,
yes. So it was not COVID. It was supposedly bronchitis, but I didn't know bronchitis made your head blow up too.
Well, and Chet had different symptoms than I did, but then we found out that the medicine that the doctor gave us was making us sicker.
Yeah, I was throwing up like constantly. So I said, well, I'm going to end up in the hospital dehydrated if I keep taking this medicine. So I quit taking it and I got better.
We kept asking each other, so you want me to take you to the hospital?
No, I'm too tired. Let's wait another day.
So it's not going to be an hour-long show, only because I don't think my voice can hold out for an hour. But we had a fabulous time in Alaska, and we took some awesome, tremendous footage.
Yes. In the meantime, check out this cool picture, though. I don't know. Can they see that?
They can see it.
I'll try to hold it still. This is the land portion of the Alaska tour. I don't know if you can see us there, but we're right there. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. There she is, right there. There's her. Okay, so they took a picture of everybody who was on the 5 days guided tour, right, with the tour guide.
So we had the 7 days on the cruise ship, and we had 5 days of guided tour.
Yeah. Shh, stop it.
Friends of ours that went with us, that we met a few years ago on another cruise ship, they went with us, and they were on the 7-day cruise ship with us. But their 5 days on land was unguided.
Right.
And so they had a little different experience than we did. And we're going to compare the different experiences in some of our vlogs coming up. But they were both fabulous experiences. You cannot go wrong in doing a land and sea in Alaska.
Yeah, it was great. We got to do some really awesome stuff. I'll show you one more thing that we got to do while we was up there. We went to you guessed it, the Arctic Circle. Oh, look, one of us went upside down. So there we go. We went to the Arctic Circle. We got our little paper there to prove it. We got to go to Coldfoot, Alaska, and Wiseman, Alaska. Got to see where the ice road truckers come in. And
we rode the dogs across the snow. Let me tell you what.
On a glacier.
We rode planes and trains and helicopters and buses and cars.
And jets.
You name it, we rode on it.
Yeah.
And so let's say hello to some of the people in the chat.
Let's do it.
We got a few people up in here.
I think we've got a few people. Let's say hi. Who we got up in here this afternoon? I almost said rise and shine, everybody. Shady Hill Homestead was the first one in here. Hey, Shady Hill. And we're glad to be back. Embarkation Nation says, hey, everybody. And we know y'all been traveling too there, Embarkation. And one of the things I want to tell you while we're saying hi to everybody, we want to catch up on everybody's blogs and videos and stuff. It's going to probably take me a couple of weeks to catch up on it all. Have not felt like watching TV or looking at computers. Everything was just, So, hey, there's the Cruise Nuts, Mike and Tracy. Hello to you. And Elisa is Adventures in Cruising. Yay, you're back. Yay. Thank goodness we're back. Aaron says, hello, good people. Hello, Aaron.
And, some of you sent us emails wanting to know, were we okay? Did we fall off the face of the planet while we were in Alaska? And so we tried answering all the emails that came. We really appreciate you guys. We missed you guys as much as y'all missed us. But, you just got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, we had to try to get over all this. I did try to make sure I answer through Facebook on everything that I could, too, as well, while I was sitting there. And Bama Nola Adventure saying, hey, everyone. Hey, Bama Nola. Keisha, there's her smiling face. We've been missing you, Keisha. Leonard, family fun, Tanisha. Hey, cruising for one, Jeffrey. Hey, hope all your day is going well. We hope yours is going great too, Jeffrey. Leonard Family Fun says, welcome in, everyone. Be sure to hit the like button as well. Yes, thank you. That's greatly appreciated. And we want to thank all of our subscribers, all the members, all the lurkers, and everybody else out there. We've been missing you guys, and we are so glad to be back. Leonard says, Tanisha says, oh, no, glad you are better. Yes, we are better.
We're better. We're on the mend, but we're not better.
Not 100% yet, but greatly improved. The Bud Files saying, hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on, Bud Files? And Bamanola. We're going to say hi again. Bamanola.
Sorry, I'm not sure who's been there.
That's
before.
okay. We'll just keep going. Cruising for one says, oh, that's interesting. I got bronchitis on my last cruise, but it was not that bad. Yeah, we didn't have on the cruise, no problems. Even we think probably it was our last day up there on a bus ride. It seemed like everybody was coughing on that bus ride.
But too, we went, and the temperature changes that we experienced during our trip were extreme. We went from having fabulous 75-degree weather to 32 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel bad to me, but your body notices
your body. It takes a wear and tear on your body. And then we had days where the sun was shiny. I actually got sunburnt while walking on a glacier, but then I had a day where I could not put on enough clothes to stay warm. So, and then there were days where it was really, really windy and days where it was really, really dry. And I think it was because we ventured through so many territories of different weather in that area. And I think that's why one reason. And of course, because I have celiac disease is a autoimmune phenomenon that makes me a little bit more susceptible to things. But hey, you make the best of it. It did not ruin our vacation at all.
No, it's like I say, we didn't even feel no symptoms until we got into the parking garage at home. So we felt great all the way through the whole trip. Ocean Travel, Bruce and Cindy, good evening to you. They're saying, hey, everybody. There's Kathy Mills. Hey, good evening to you, Kathy. Thanks for being here. Michael, the realist, says, hey, Sea Lake Journeys, cool, sweet, good friends, Robin and Chet, welcome back home. I've missed y'all. Glad you're both much better. Hugs and prayers. I'm preparing dinner, but listening. Okay. Right on, Michael. Eat up, brother. We're going to have a baked potato later. That's what we're going to have. So that's something that we can eat. Because everything does not taste good. Together we travel, saying hello, everyone. Hey, together we travel.
Here's an interesting statement from Aaron Smith.
Aaron says, Alaska cruising, gateway drug for Alaska, overland tours. Yes. Highly recommend it if you've never done the land. It's totally different than the cruise. We've done the 7-day cruise before, so it's our second time doing that.
Yes.
And that went pretty much the same as the first time we did it. But the land is just totally different.
Totally different.
It's
even your luggage is handled differently. We're not going to talk much about our luggage tonight because we're going to have a video about how to deal with your luggage when you do a land and sea. Whether the land is first and the sea is second, or the sea is first and the land is second. Yeah. Regardless of how you take it, your luggage is treated totally different. It is unlike anything we ever experienced. Because we had the guided tour, our guide was very good. Every day she explained to us what today held, what tomorrow is going to look like. And we even had a phone number for her, and she traveled with us the whole time. Yeah. She stayed at every lodge with us. She stayed at every hotel with us. We could meet up with her and say, hey, we had a problem with this. We actually, when we got to the first lodge we stayed at, the train that took us there was 2 hours late. And so we were an hour late for our excursion. But she made phone calls. They made sure they had special transportation for us to pick us up at the lodge, take us out to the excursion, even though the excursion had been underway for an hour, made sure that we still had a great time. If that was not sufficient for us, she was willing to make sure that we had some additional compensation. And then we had some problems with some meals, and she was right there, Johnny on the spot, to make sure that it was all correct and all, worked out accordingly so that we did not feel like our vacation was ruined because of planning.
Yeah, it all went real well. We do recommend if you can't swing it, the connoisseur package I think is a big help if you're worried about little
If you don't want to worry
that.
about the details.
Yeah.
If you really just want to do the land and sea, and you don't, like when you're on a cruise ship, you don't worry about the details, you don't worry about where to eat dinner or anything like that. If that is what is appealing to you, then the guided land portion is for you, because they'll make your dinner reservations for you. They'll, everything is set up and signed and ready to go. But if you like the free spirit and you don't like the confining of a schedule, then do it without the guided.
Well, part of that too was the meals. A lot of the meals were included.
Yes, and meals were ridiculous. I wish I had my phone in here.
Yeah, we saved some of the menus and stuff, and we took pictures, which we'll show you on the vlogs. And so part of it's like prepaying some of that food so that you don't get on there and have a stroke from looking at the menu. Give you an example of a couple of hamburgers and a couple of drinks. Some places can run you $100. Yeah, $100 for burgers and fries and drinks. So just be aware of that. So when all that's prepaid, you don't worry about what the menu is. You look and you say, I want that and that and that, and you get it. And the food was great all the way through. I have to say, we had no complaints about the food whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, here she comes back now.
Did you see Kathy Mills' comment I put up there?
Oh, Kathy Mills says, loved my 2019 Princess Cruise Tour. Mm-hmm. Yes, Kathy, I'll tell you what, 2023 was just as good, I think. And Cruising for One Chet is starting a Gandalf beard. Yes, I'm going to get me a big pointy hat for Halloween, and I'm going to be Gandalf.
This whole thing about this Gandalf beard, personally, I'm not excited about, but I learned something. I learned something by laying in bed for 9 days watching TV. Your short hair dictates how long all of the hair should be. You should not have short hair and long hair. So that tells me that this short hair right here, all of this should be cut to be this length.
You can trim your beard that way. She knew I was going to have something clever to say. That's why she did that.
Oh, my goodness.
Lone Cross is here. Good evening, all. Good evening, Lone Cross, to you.
And these are our special friends that went on this fabulous vacation.
Yes, how about that? There's Arlene and Dano saying, I was wondering as well. Haven't seen y'all since y'all got back. Yeah, we have been like bad sick, but we are improving. Still not there yet. But hey, y'all, everybody check out Arlene and Dano here. Great people. We had a fabulous time with them. I'll tell you what, you're just not going to meet more fun people than them.
You're really not. And we're trying to convince them to go on our group cruise with us next May.
Yeah.
They're just fabulous people. We simply met them on another cruise, and we had a fabulous time in Alaska with them. And they did things that we did not do. Some of the adventures that they had, we did not do. They did a totally different guided tour through one of the parks. I think it was Denali National Park. They did a different tour than we did that day. But what was fabulous was between all of us, we kept making sure that we saw all of the Alaska 5. We saw all of them but one. The only animal between the 4 of us we did not see live and in person was an Alaskan wolf.
Yeah. The wolf's the only one we missed. We saw a lot of bears.
We saw a lot of bear. We saw a lot of caribou.
We saw about 100 sea otters, for crying out loud.
Yep, 100 sea. And Dano, we had moose poop near our lodge in one night. And so Dano had learned and wanted to share with us that the moose poop during the winter, they only eat bark because there's nothing for them to eat. So if you break open the moose poop, it's all full of sawdust.
It's sawdust.
How can an animal eat nothing but wood, and it's not their natural?
Well, I think it must be their natural because they do it. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't natural. So.
And then every day I looked out our window at Denali Lodge. Every day I looked out the window, and on our last day, I wish I had stayed up because I kept trying to stay up to see if I could see the sunrise because it's only like 2 hours. It gets dark for like 2 hours, and that was it. And I tried to stay up so I could see the sunrise to see if I could see any of the
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, but I never did because I was never up. But this moose pooped outside our window. I'm like, man, a whole moose pooped right outside our window, and I missed it.
It was an epic poop too. Like, it was bigger.
I know, it was a huge poop. Oh.
Yeah. Lori Barber says, sounds like a nasty cruise crud. Yeah, we didn't get it on the cruise, though. We got it on the land. The cruise portion, I don't know. I don't think we heard anybody cough one time. In fact, I don't remember hearing a lot of coughing at all until that last bus ride.
But
the bus ride.
Right. But I have to say that on the land portion, because we ventured through so many parts of Alaska and the weather changed so much, I really think that's why there were a lot of people, that appeared to be sick or getting sick. Because we would go from fabulous weather to really cold weather.
Well, it was pretty much an older people cruise too, though. I don't remember seeing any kids. In fact, you can tell from our group picture that we're probably almost the youngest people in there. Mm-hmm. Leonard Family Fun says, I really hate that you got sick. If you were near, I would make you some chicken and rice soup, gluten free. Woo, Tanisha, you get a double squeaky. How about that? We actually been having some tomato soup, and then she realized it wasn't gluten free, so she quit eating that. Luckily, she only ate like 2 spoons of it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, boy. Law Jones says, I tune in and you're both crying. What happened? Crying? We're not crying. Are we crying?
It sounds like we are because of our voices.
Oh, no, we're not crying. We're just, we're crying to go back to Alaska. Mark, the shark's in the house. Everybody give us all Mark the Shark salute. Hello, my beautiful people. Woo! And Lori says, snotty sound, but not bronchitis sound. I tell you, it's because our chest is so congested still, and it still hasn't broke up yet.
The thing is that I never had congestion in my chest. I just had this cough that has literally taken my voice away, taken my breath away. I've not had any congestion at all anywhere. I have this dry, hacking, useless cough. That's what I have. Here you go.
Okay.
Najuma.
No, Najuma Brown. Hello, everyone. Hey, Najuma. And Elisa's Adventures in Cruising says lurking and driving. Hey, why not? That sounds like a fun thing to be doing right now. Law says skip the Vicks, try Bengay on your chest.
Now, I have done everything. I did the Vicks, I did Bengay, I did it all. And the reason I did Bengay on my chest was because I coughed so hard, I was bruising my diaphragm. So I had a bun across the bottom of my ribs. It felt so bruised. I kept putting Bengay on my bottom of my ribs because they were so bruised. Bengay down here and Vicks Vapor Rub up here.
I didn't do any of that. But I'll tell you what, I've coughed so good, so hard for so long that I've got almost an 8-pack going right now under this layer of fat. But I'll tell you what, I feel like I could do about 300 sit-ups right now without stopping. And Cruising for One says, I would enjoy seeing that video of the guided tour.
Yes, we have a lot of video for the guided tour. A lot of video.
We've got a lot of video of everything. We really got the inside passage recorded on video from our balcony. We've got dogs sledding across the glacier. Wait till you see that.
With Dano and Arlene, like I said, we were on the guided portion and they were on the unguided portion. So when we're on the train, and this sounds horrible, the train ride from Whittier to Denali National Forest and Denali Lodge from Princess was a 9-hour train ride. Now that sounds horrible. It was fabulous. First of all, the train was extremely comfortable. We were all seated on the top car, and your bottom car was your dining car. And you could go down and you had, I actually had breakfast and lunch, both in the dining car. A lot of people only had lunch. You could get up and walk around. Our viewing deck was on the top deck with us. Dano and Arlene, their viewing deck was on the bottom. The fabulous part of it is we were the very first car on the train, but they were the very last car on the train. So every view that we got was a completely different view than what they got. And when we were sitting at the lodge and she says, look at mine, I was like, look at my video. And I said, oh, that is really cool. She's like, look at my video. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. So no matter which car you were in, whether it was guided or unguided, you had a fabulous view of this fabulous countryside. And on the train was you did not miss any wildlife. The train only went 35 miles an hour. And on the train, we saw everything, be bear, moose, caribou, and so did they. So, I mean, it's fabulous. I mean, we're seeing things ahead of us, and they're seeing things after we passed it. So it was fabulous. No one felt like one of us or the other got a better adventure than the other.
And they had an outside section of the car. You could get up and walk and stand outside and really get some great views that way, too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant by the viewing deck.
Okay, well, I don't know if they do that or not.
Oh.
And so there was really a great view, unobstructed.
Yeah, and the other thing was, there was probably 70 people per car, you think?
How many?
About 70 people in each car on the
maybe,
train.
yeah, I'm not sure.
And it was great because if somebody spotted something on the right side of the train, or if the guide spotted something, everybody let you see. It wasn't like anybody was so rude that they were standing there taking up the whole space. Same way on the viewing platforms.
Yeah, everybody took turns.
And it wasn't like you never got to be out there. Because if you went out there and let's say these people had been out there for 20 or 30 minutes or so, and they saw you come out and they realized you hadn't been there, they actually said, "Oh, here, take my spot." Yeah. It was great. Here we go.
Leonard Family Fun says, surely those burgers were loaded with something priceless.
Okay, so you think, huh?
Yeah, because I told them how expensive they were. Alaska is very expensive. Beers were $20 a pair. We joked that they were flown in by eagles. I think they may have been, Law Jones. I tell you what.
So actually, Law, I have
food is crazy expensive.
I took some screenshots of what we had. Okay, so
this is a receipt.
Yeah, let me find a receipt that has detail on it. Okay.
Now, on our land portion, most of our meals were included. What we recorded was some of the part that wasn't included, whether it be an airport, whether it be a lunch on a particular day.
Or sometimes we recorded our meal receipt, even though we didn't have to pay for the meal
receipt. That's right. We did record receipts of meals that we didn't pay for because they were paid for as part of our package.
Okay, so here's an example for you. This was breakfast at Mount McKinley Lodge, which is the second lodge that we stayed at. Okay. Yeah. Now this is breakfast. And I'm going to read it to you right off the receipt. Juice, $3.50. Milk, it's actually a hot chocolate, $3.50. A cup of coffee, $3.50. The Alaskan breakfast, which was scrambled eggs, bacon, and gluten-free toast, I believe it was. $14. A fruit cup, $4.50. And the blueberry patch pancake was $14. All total, we paid $43 for breakfast. I don't know if you can see this. There it is. $43 for breakfast.
We would have paid that if we had paid for it, but it was included in our thing. Yeah.
First of all, that is without a tip or tax. Alaska does not have tax on food. We didn't pay tax.
Right.
We didn't pay tax anywhere. So $43 for breakfast. And that was not it was just a regular breakfast that you get anywhere, right?
Yeah, not no big elaborate steak and eggs and all that, It wasn't anything big and fancy.
Now, this was a splurge dinner for us, okay? But once again, all of our meals were included. Yeah. This is at the same lodge, Mount McKinley. A soda, $3.50. Grizzly bear French fries, $10. Prime rib, $45. The second prime rib, $45. Pork nachos, $15. An Oreo pie, $9. Chicken salad, $9. And another
it's $10.
$10. And another French fry, $10. $147.50 for dinner. So
no tip there. That's just
there it is.
What it would have cost us plus a tip. But that's another one of those included meals. So that's why we didn't have to worry about the prices. We could just say, yeah, we'll eat that. We'll eat that. We'll eat that.
And we just picked out whatever we wanted. Now, let's see about, just so that you get an idea of a totally different lodge. Here we go. This is, whoops. No, my phone didn't like that. Hold on. Let's try this again. One more and then we're done with food.
Okay. I'll just tell you, the food was really good, though. It was exceptional. Everything that we had, there was nothing that we said, oh, this isn't any good. So that was good to know. The food was.
I think that's all I have.
Good, yeah. That's all right. We can talk more about that on another time, too, anyway.
So here's Aaron Smith.
Aaron says, so we'll be taking a trip to Middle Earth this Halloween with the Sea Lake Journey crew. That is very possible, Aaron. Stand by. I am looking for a Mr. Frodo.
There you go.
Arlene says we had a great time with y'all as well.
We did. We had a fabulous time with them.
The history tour. How about
yes,
that? Oh, that's the one they went on. Yeah.
Right. They went on the history tour, and we went. Ours was more of a naturalist tour, and theirs was more of the history.
So y'all make sure y'all going to come on that group cruise with us next May. We're going to see if we can get Arlene and Dana to twist their arm and talk them into coming doing it too.
Yep.
So you can meet what kind of fun people we have to hang out with.
Here we go.
Lori says, just added friends to join us on our MSC cruise for all of our birthdays next year. How about that? Hey, is that the ones that, this is not, I had a sign for them that said hi to them. Keisha says, big poop. Laugh out loud. Yes, Keisha, it was big.
It was big poop.
Big. It was a big moose. Had to be.
Law Jones.
It's all that bark fiber.
Yeah, that bark fiber, right?
It was. And Law says 8-pack. That's great, Chad. Yeah, you can't see it. It looks like a keg, but there's an 8-pack under there. I'm sure of it. I can feel it.
And Arlene and Dana, they're talking about. I don't need to feel it. That the train was great. And And like I said, when you say a 9-hour train trip, you're thinking to myself, my gosh, 9 hours. How can I sit on a train for 9 hours? It wasn't like that.
It didn't seem like 9 hours. It didn't
seem like 9 hours. And everything just kind of kept moving along. And every time you saw something, a different mountainside or a different animal, then the conversation amongst the people in the train started. And, about when that conversation died, here comes something else. Oh, wow. Hey, did you look at that? It was fabulous. The train ride was absolutely fabulous.
And in those quiet lull times, of course, see like Journeys, we're going to come up with something creative. I'd say, hey, is that a submarine down there? And everybody would get up to go look. Can you believe that? They'd get who would get up to go see if there was a submarine? Now, would you do that if I said that on train? Hey, look at this submarine, y'all. Would y'all get up and come look for that?
Stop it.
Kathy says the train ride was a highlight of the trip.
Yep. And $14 for one pancake. Yeah, Law Jones. Things are expensive in Alaska, but when you think about everything has to be brought in, no wonder it's so expensive. They just can't.
And that's not the only thing they bring in. Almost all the employees are from somewhere else too.
We met one employee one day that was from that town right there. And we're like, no way, get back. You're actually from here? She's like, yeah, I'm one of the rare ones.
Yep, the young girl working there.
Because most of them have jobs throughout the year.
Working somewhere else.
When tourists come, they can't leave their job to work the tourist industry. So that's why they bring so many people in from the States and stuff.
Yeah, we had a waiter from St. Pete, Florida. He thought, hey,
we met several people from Florida that were working there.
Well, it's slow season in Florida, this time of year. They go up to Alaska to make some money. Renee is here. Hey, Renee. She says hi to everybody.
Oh,
Law Jones says that was $20 each at the Red Dog Saloon before tip.
Okay, so the
Red Dog Saloon. We did go to the Red Dog Saloon.
We did. We had a duck fart.
A duck fart.
We had a duck fart, and the duck fart actually was very good. I'm not going to tell you what a duck fart is, but it is a shot drink, and it is a single shot, and the inside of the shot glass is tapered. So with the 3 different colors of the liquor, it looks just like a little duck butt.
That's what she says.
It did. It looked just like a little duck butt. So when the waitress set it down, this is what she said. No stirring, no sipping, no sharing.
Yep.
And when we went in there, first of all, this bar, it's a really cute bar. And it's all sawdust on the floor. And when I mean sawdust on the floor, I don't mean a little bit of sawdust. I mean 3 inches of sawdust on the floor.
Yeah.
So Chet was like, man, I'm never going to get the sawdust out of this artificial leg. So the host set us down like at the table right in front of the door. That way Chet didn't have to venture through too much sawdust, But we had a duck fart. The thing about a duck fart is it's not too bad when you have it. But when you stand up.
Yeah. Sitting down, I was like, well, I don't really see what this duck fart did anything. And then when I got up to go to the bathroom, I realized I only had one. We each only had one.
We each only had one. And not only that, we made sure that we had some chips or something. We had guacamole and chips.
Yeah, guacamole
so that we weren't doing a duck fart on an empty stomach.
Wow. The duck fart got up and quacked me upside the head. Yeah. So we made our way walking back to wherever it was we came from. And
we came from the ship.
From the ship. Yeah, it was quite an experience. It was great. You got to do it if you go up there. Cruising for one, so that's half of New York City prices.
There you go.
Wow. We have New York City. That's because the taxes up there are just stupid.
Mhm.
Lori says, nope, not group cruise or breakaway, seashore on MSC.
Oh, that's because she's going with us on
She's-
the MSC. So
right,
she's bringing
she's-
some other friends too.
Yeah, she's coming on the
How about
MSC. Yeah, Lori's coming on the MSC cruise with us. That's the week before our group cruise.
Mhm.
And we're going to have a good time, Lori. How about
We
that?
are.
Law says, yes, that's a long walk back, too.
Yes, it was. It was a long walk back from the duck park.
I can't imagine if anybody had two of them things. They'd had to get some carry-out service up in there.
So what else are we going to talk about?
All right, so so all the videos that we got to have coming out, who knows what kind of order they're going to come out in. I don't think we're going to try to worry about any order, are we?
I'm going to tell you another thing that I thought was fascinating.
Okay.
Mount Denali, which is the largest mountain in Alaska, is that right?
Yeah.
You'd think you could see it from Mount Denali Lodge better than you can from Mount McKinley Lodge, but that's not true. We went all the way north to Mount Denali Lodge and we could see Mount Denali, but the best view of Mount Denali was in Mount McKinley.
That's because it's closer.
But I thought that was so bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what's really bizarre, though, too, is that for, I think, 3 days out of 4 that we were right there in front of that mountain, we could see it picture perfect, not a cloud around it.
But the day we left, we couldn't see it at all.
Yeah. So I went back out and filmed it again because I filmed from the deck of the lodge, and it was right there perfect. And they say only 30% of the people that go there actually get to see it.
Yeah.
We got to see it every day until the last day, and then it got clouded. So I took another picture so that we could show you the stark contrast from what people typically see and what we did get to see.
Aaron Smith says, whoa, what about a back-to-back group cruise?
Back-to-back group cruise. Well, I tell you, it wasn't even the MSC one isn't labeled a group cruise. It's just I booked it before.
We booked both of them before. Let's get this set.
Yeah, we booked them.
Neither one of them was a group cruise when we booked them.
Right.
But
people started wanting a group cruise, so we made the Norwegian one a group cruise because we figured more people would want to get Norwegian, more kind of a fun kind of atmosphere.
So we are on the MSC seashore, and we're getting off of that and driving to Miami and getting on the group cruise.
Yes. So they're back to back, or they call it side to side cruises for us. And Lori's Barber is going to be there with her husband and friends on the MSC
because she can't make the other one.
Right. So
here we go.
Unless we talk her into that one. Cruising for One says my casino activity paid off. I was able to get 2 14-day cruises for only the taxes and port fees. What?
Wow, that's a deal.
Hey, you know what? He was learning us how to do that in the casino. All right, we got to hang out with Jeffrey one more time. Lori, booked using Bruce with Ocean to Ocean. Fun times to come. That's right. Lori took the recommendation and got a hold of Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel and booked that cruise. And that's what we recommend if you got a cruise, no matter if it's our group cruise, if it's an MSC cruise, if it's a cruise on any cruise line, get a hold of Bruce at ocean-to-ocean-travel.com and say, Bruce, I want to go on a cruise.
And so some of our members got postcards from Alaska from us.
Yeah, somebody got some postcards from up there. Turquoise members who I mail something to every month. Every month, y'all get something in the mail from me, a letter, a postcard, a bill, whatever it may be this month. Wait to see what you get in June. Who knows I don't even know what it's going to be yet. I can't wait to see what the surprise is. Aaron says, oh, yeah, different lines. Yeah, originally I did that, Aaron, of booking the MSC in Norwegian. I took the exact same dollar amount, plus or minus $100, and to see what can I get on this cruise line and what can I get on this cruise line, booking them like that close together. And we had never been on either one of those cruise lines before, so we thought that'd be more fair that way. We wouldn't be biased towards one or the other. And so we're still going to do that next year too, because we'll see how that goes.
And that there's more than one train, and this is not being part of the land and sea, If you're just on a cruise ship to Alaska, you can take a train ride a few hours up. And I think it's called the Alaska Pass.
Oh, it's the Yukon Pass.
The Yukon Pass.
Yes.
It is definitely a must-do if you go to Alaska. It's a little different train. Now, like we talked, the other one was double-decker. This is not a double-decker train, but it is train with huge windows. And the train still only goes about 35 miles an hour. And on that train, we saw wildlife on that train too. And the other thing is that on the train, when you're going along the train, you learn all about Alaska and the different things and about the train, or if they even move the whole train to avoid a community. So, it's fascinating information that you learn, and you can really see a lot of wildlife from the train rides in Alaska.
Yeah, we took the Yukon experience, so we actually took the bus ride up so that we went into Canada, had to have our passports, and see some different places that we can stop there with the bus because the train doesn't stop. And we did that part going up, and then coming back, we took that Yukon Pass train. It's a very famous train. Everybody wants to do that when they get up there.
And that was on the cruise ship.
Yes, right off the cruise ship. You can book it before you go. I recommend you book all these excursions before you go because they do sell out. Some of them were selling out months ahead of time, especially on the land portion if you go.
Yeah, we ran into a lot of people that they didn't get to do what they wanted to do because it sold out before they even realized they should be booking excursions. Alaska excursions sell out far before most other cruise excursions do. And I think it's because they're so limited. Like there's only one train.
That's right. There's a one Yukon Pass train. If it's full that day, it's full that day.
Right.
It's not like they're going to have a second train or, hey, we'll
or
try
they can, or they can say, hey, we just sold this a lot, so we could add another one. It doesn't work like that. So here's.
Hey, and there's Jen lurking. Jen. Glad to have you. Cruising for One says, I got SLJ coaster live and in person.
Yes,
he sure did. Jeffrey got himself one of them coasters live and in person. If you're on a group cruise, you're going to get coasters and magnets as well, and some other stuff. Aaron says, plus you'll be likely doing yacht club on the seaside, so you'll probably be separated from the heathen, and there goes the group vibe.
There you go. That is true.
Yes, Aaron, and
we are doing the yacht club on the sea. It's the seashore this time. We did the seaside last time. It's the seashore this time, and yes, we are in the yacht club.
Yeah, and we found out when we did the 4-day cruise that really is the way to go
for us on an MSC.
For us, yeah, but we can still go out there and get with the mob and go out there and do whatever. In fact, we found the restaurant out there is better.
It is.
At least it was on the seaside.
Yeah.
So.
And I must say that on the cruise to Alaska, the land and sea, I had no problem finding food. Now I did have to eat a lot of red meat, which I got a little tired of a lot of red meat only because I don't like fish. But there were several gluten-free options for me at all the restaurants we ate at on the land portion.
If you like fish, you're not going to have a shortage of that. I can tell you that. Lori says, just have to say, have missed you.
We missed you too.
Hey, we've missed you too, Lori. We are glad to be back, getting rolling again here. We're going to get things rolling again. Law says you can check at the desk the day of. A lot of times people will turn in their tickets.
Yeah, that's another thing too, that having the guided portion, if you wanted an excursion that was sold out, she was one of those waiting list people. So if you went to her and you said you wanted to do the dog sleds and they told you that that they're sold out, she would be the first one that they would call. So the guided tours got first dibs when openings came up. So that was another advantage to the guided tour as well, was that if you wanted to be on the waiting list, you were bumped immediately to the top of the waiting list.
How about that? And yet somebody else doing all the footwork for you. Footwork, phone work, all that. You ain't got to do all that hassle. Travel Adventures with Eric B's here. Hey, everyone, listening and working. Hey, Eric, keep on working, brother. We'll keep on telling you about Alaska.
So I think that my voice is really starting to just die on me here, and I'm starting to feel a little on the puny side.
You don't look puny. Let me see.
Read that comment.
Oh, I am Dr. Chet. Let me give you an examination.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Y'all want to see me examine her?
No.
Put it in the chat. Lori says, seashore, we are being snobbish in the yacht club. Laugh out loud. If you're coming in the yacht club, live with us, Lori. We're going to pretend to be snobs, okay? We're not, but we'll pretend to be with you, all right? Come on up there.
So anyway, we do have some vlogs coming out. We're not going to have any vlogs this week. I can tell you that right now. I've got to get well enough to be and work with full swing. Thank God I have this new job. My boss is absolutely fabulous. She knew I came back home sick. I was allowed to work, and the great thing about being remote is I didn't have to get dressed and go to the office. If I had to get dressed and go to the office, there's absolutely no way I would have made it. but I can sit in a meeting in a remote call and, type in my responses and not have to use my voice. So I'm very, very grateful for my new job. Very much so. Here's Aaron.
I think we understand if we wrap early, and we hope you mend up soon. Thanks for that, Aaron. We appreciate that. I want to see her all better with clean bill of health. Right on, Law. So do we. So that way she can get going, because we want to show all these videos too that we got. We got so many.
I know, right? Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. And until next time, we'll see you around the channel.
Thanks for joining us, and see you around the channel.